This is the Stardom Fan Podcast, and before we get on with the show, I would just like to thank our January producers, Enigma V4, Jacob Rainbow Warrior, and a special thank you to Hendrix, who during this live stream upped the donation and making it rain during our live stream, and Archon Blade for his donation following Hendrix to help ensure that it looks like we are going to do a Tam Nakano Meet the Wrestlers video in the future. You too can support us and follow all of our stuff at stardomfan.com. Thank you.
As Miguel Waka would say, let's go!
Then I would like to welcome you to the Stardom Fan Podcast, the only podcast for on the third week in a row is not afraid to go up against Monday Night Raw live on YouTube. I'm Mark.
I'm Juno.
And now, congratulations is in order. Stardom Fan on YouTube just hit, I think yesterday 3,000, but then went back down to 2.99. But then once again today is back up to 3,000 subscribers. Big congratulations in order.
Here we got two celebrations.
I got to celebrate twice. I got to take the screenshot of the 3,000 subscriber twice. Congratulations to both of you. You win nothing. I have some things, but let's go to you. What's on your mind? And then I think I have some things I wanted to bring up, maybe some Stardom fan housekeeping and stuff like that.
um, well, in no particular order except the order I have them in. Um, let's see. Stardom in Showcase Volume 4 is on 2/26. I can't wait. Matches already. Azumi versus Moaka Hanzono versus X versus Double X in a anywhere fall rules match. Who doesn't want to watch that? Am I right? And then Saya Ida versus Chanyoda in a women's professional wrestling muscle Japan #1 deciding match rule muscle third match.
Ugh.
I want to see
You know what?
Chanyoda versus Saya Ida in a muscle contest. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. When I said nothing in the news interested me, I was up to and including No Selling Showcase Volume 4. But I'm glad you're into it. Someone's got to be. There's definitely an audience for it because I keep effing doing these shows.
People just can't get enough of DJ Pre-Dragon. I think I
Uh,
like I like the idea of showcase better than the actual like the shows end up sucking so much and I end up hating them. I like the idea of like, wow, Saida in a muscle contest. How can that suck? And then it, like probably Azumi runs in with in the middle of her match. Now listen to this.
oh, no.
Stardom Card Party is a service that allows you to collect digital trading cards of Stardom players on your smartphone. Various cards will be released one after another, such as moving cards full of attractive players and limited cards that can only be received at venues. In addition, we plan to implement many functions that can be joined by collecting trading cards. I can even finish their spiel.
Oh, I'm
I,
in
th-
on that.
I think they just sold me on NFTs. It makes sense now.
They had New Japan has I don't understand uh, like we have like the super card games like wrestling super card and there's a hockey super card and like it's basically a card collecting game and then they like pretend there's a game in there where they like fight each other or play a hockey game and there's winners and losers. But there's something fascinating about the Japanese audience where they seem to just be fascinated with collecting things that they don't can't really hold. And even if
Yeah,
it is in digital form, because there's an entire game that makes apparently a ton of money that is collecting it's just card collecting, and it's a like the New Japan, and it's the same exact idea as this, where if you're in the roster or if you're in the building of an event, like you get a special card. Of course, you probably sell that card for something, like because people want it, which just means I am all in on this, and I am all in on finding a spoofing app because whenever there's a live show giving away a free card, I'm setting my alarm for 3 in the morning to pretend I'm there. Hell yes.
yeah. So they definitely sold me on the NFTs.
When does
Yeah, there's
that start?
something
February
I'm more
1st, huh?
I'm more
Guys,
fascinated with the fact that they've done a real trading card game and like no one bought it, and then but then they're like, oh, put it on your phone, and all of a sudden it's like a huge deal.
because there's a like
No one wants real things anymore.
no, well, that's half true. I think the other half is the entry level cost. So for you to get the box of cards you get, you had to pony up a bit. Now, the entry level cost of getting into a digital game is nothing.
Oh,
But then 2.99 here and 2.99 there, and then before you know it, they just paid more than you paid for the physical cards.
I, I think you're mistaken. I think it's gonna end up being, you want this Julia card? $15, please. Like, okay.
We were talking about earlier about live stream segments, and I'm like, yeah, gonna be a new scene. What cards did you get this week? Can we trade? If there's no trading, like I'm not even in. Gotta collect them all. We've been uh waiting for a time where the girls could be like the Pokemon, right? Gotta get them all.
They're also at the end of April advertising All Star Grand Queendom as opposed to Dream Queendom, which is their
Oh,
big show of
nice.
the year. And I found this interesting. So you can buy executive VIP seats, front row seats with benefits. And I wonder what the
I
benefits are.
love the with benefits. That is my favorite part.
Is there like asterisks like with benefits, and then you scroll in and like zoom into like times 1,000 magnification and it just says Tam Nakano. That's the benefits. Uh, you'll be able to attend the eve of All Star Grand Queendom, scheduled at a luxury hotel in Yokohama. This is just making my case. You'll get an invitation ticket to the welcome party. Like, this is just not sounding good. I mean, it's sounding great, but it's not. It's making my case here.
Well, until you read the fine print where it's like, when you meet the wrestlers, you're not allowed to talk to them, look at them, be in the same room as them, ask them for autographs.
Yeah, they do say that. How much do you think a Tam Nakano VIP package goes for? Just take a
3,000 yen.
wild guess. 3,000 yen.
Oh, that's like 30 bucks. No, it's gotta be more than that.
Close.
Um, no, 100. So what's 100 bucks? 100,000 yen.
300,000 yen.
Whoa!
$3,000 to get
For
the Tam Nakano all in expenses paid package.
Well, take your joke away. Well, I mean, maybe it's not a joke because it probably
Well,
does
what
include a free Tam Nakano, but in an executive VIP front row seat,
with
it actually says
benefits?
inside the fence. Are you like, unless I'm literally the ring guy or the timekeeper, that is an expensive seat, dude.
That better include my goddamn stay at the hotel.
No chance in hell.
But also, this tournament will be held as a vocal support tournament. Whoa!
Yeah, cheering is becoming like we are allowed to cheer at the next pay-per-view, the February 4th pay-per-view. Cheering is on. So it's these fans are ready for it.
Yeah,
You can only suppress these people for so long.
I'm just reading. They have rules. It's like you're allowed to speak, but not too loud. It's like you don't have to wear a mask except when you're in 99% of the venue. It's like you're allowed to speak to other people, but not look at them. You're allowed to sit in your seat, but not stand up.
I do their rules do make it so it's like fun for everyone around you. That I will give you. Like when you go to a wrestling show in the States and you're behind that asshole, which might be you with a big ass sign and three rows behind you can't see. And then you watch the a Japanese show like from any company and they're just holding a towel under their face, to show support. I'm like, now that's great. The person behind you has to be very appreciative of that.
I gotta get
Lo-
my hands on 30,000 yen. Or wait, 30,000? 300,000.
Yeah, but with the way the exchange rate still is, I think that's like 18 bucks. So you're good. Or maybe a little more.
So,
I
what do
like
you
that.
get with your VIP seat? You get an event that contains a special talk show on the eve of the pay per view, a special signing ceremony, and food and drink.
How many
That's pretty cool.
Checkies do you get? If you can end up with a dozen Checkies, you could probably pay
And
for
make
your
your money back. You can make your money back on American eBay.
Yeah, they're $50 at a time.
That's like a video for another time, going down the rabbit hole of checkies on eBay and just seeing it's like four guys who go to every single show get like a $8 like it's an $8 Polaroid. Like they take actual Polaroids and they're like one of a kind, and then they just
Dude,
sell them on eBay for like $80
don't act like
plus shipping.
we don't in our possessions have uh their Japanese weekly pro wrestling magazine just because it has like Starlight on the cover. There's some guy that's buying these magazines for $5 and sending them over here for 30 because we're dumb assholes. So there's a good market for taking advantage of the dumb American.
Yeah, I thought I pulled up my next thing here. I thought it was gonna say what the nominees were because they just had their Stardom Award show. Um,
Oh,
but
did
I
you
didn't.
bring up the winners?
Oh, I thought I was bringing up the nominees. So after I don't really know a lot of the details. So after they did their Stardom Award show where they gave out their awards and it was like a big, which I can't find anywhere. So that's really weird. Like they've posted the results to like six different places, but not with any video. Which, which I've seen a bunch of pictures of people there, and it's looked really funny. Like I think the award show actually means a lot, where they're like crying and like hugging each other. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like all
well,
those bumps to the neck meant something.
I voted for Lady C. You didn't want to join me in the vote for getting Lady C an award. And quite frankly, even if she didn't end up with an award on the Stardom official ballot, if like 100 extra people voted for her, like that would have noticed because that probably would have been 100 more than she got last year. Although pushing Utami over the edge would have been nice too.
Well, that's what I figured. I figured it was gonna be Tam Nakano winning the fan vote because they did all the other awards were just Stardom putting people over that they wanted to for next year. If we're being honest,
Right. Like I'm
or
sure
or
Meltier
they're
has an award for being the greatest thing ever and
yeah,
everyone else is around them.
or it's just like a thank you, Sherry, for taping yourself up and making it to December.
Yeah, right. Jesus, was she a mess by the end of the year?
Yo, but I'm starting to think we're the biggest marks on the planet because the
Obviously.
what happened the day after the pay-per-view, we're like, "Oh my god, she's got tape everywhere. Her neck, her back, her arms, her hands, like her knees, like she's falling apart." And then what happened on like January 4th, the first show? Who comes out with no tape and all smiles?
I think that goes to our theory that after a year of being the red belt champion, because Utami was similar, it was like, yeah, I could use a year off. You want me to do 6 woman tags and like not get my ass kicked for 40 minutes a night? I'm okay with that. You want me to go up against who? Lady C and my Sakurai in a three-way? All right, I can handle that. uh, yeah. They
So
work
the
hard. Those champions work hard. We'll see. I'll tell you what. Since I've been watching, Julia's had a couple injuries, so we'll see if she can make it through the grueling year of being a red belt champion.
yeah, probably not. She got dropped on her neck the very first night. It's been taped up ever since.
Well,
Um,
what's also true is that she could probably take. She's going to fight Suzu, and then probably, if she wanted to, she could probably take the rest of February off and not fight again until the big show in March. So that's a thing the red belt champion could do.
I think she's gonna be the greatest red belt champion of all time. I think she just fought and I assume beat the entire roster in one night. Um, this award show, which I'm installing because I don't know the full details on. They let fans in, which is like it's a WWE carny thing. Like, whoa, letting actual fans into your award ceremony that can't possibly go wrong. Anything for a buck. Anyways, after their that's how I keep seeing a lot of these because I can't find the videos from other people, but I can find like stuff that people have posted from the crowd. After their award show, they did a fan meet and greet, and apparently it didn't go very well. and it was like a shit show, and they ran out of time, and they had people. I'm assuming they paid to be there, and they didn't get to do a meet and greet. And Julia said, "I'm so sorry for customers who couldn't take photo sessions or take photos today due to lack of time. It was heartbreaking to see everyone who had been looking forward to the show and had to go home disappointed. As a member of Stardom, I'll do my best to prevent such things from happening in the future. I'm full of regrets."
Well,
So the
one, I don't believe that, but two, I
company,
find that odd because if there's one thing they seem they're good at is like meet and greets. I mean, that's literally probably over half their business and half where the wrestlers make their money is in merch and meet and greets. So it's weird that they ran out of time. If it was a time constraint thing, and you said everyone sat there after receiving their award and cried for a little bit, I could see a point where they ran out of time and whatever prefecture they were in was like, all right, wrap it up.
yeah, I just don't understand how that happens. But we got company man Julia with the apology. The good rep. She's a company man if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it's already annoys me.
She'll come around.
I don't know that I will. I'm trying.
But I figured we can plug our own award show, which is coming up in the next week or two. I don't know. But
Yeah, we're not 100% sure. We're kicking around the idea of the votes are in, the fan votes are in. So we're thinking about the idea of, or thinking about doing it for next week's live stream or maybe a week after, but it's definitely coming up. And I'm also good on like because didn't look at the Stardom official awards, so I'd almost like to stay naive to it as much as possible and do ours, and then go back and see what the Stardom official vote ended up being.
while you're saying that, it's like I did call an audible here. I had an idea. I didn't tell you about it. I thought it'd be fun to just read them out to you. We're gonna do a People's Choice Awards because I've already posted on the community page. The People's Choice Award, so is the award where we want your ideas. So if you have any ideas for awards we didn't cover, post it. Go to the community page and post in the comment section, and we'll pick. I don't know. We'll pick some that we like, or one that we like, because there's some good ones in here. I thought it'd be fun to read off. You got the Patience of a Saint Award to the wrestler who puts up with the most shenanigans slash tomfoolery of their team slash faction. My nominees are Saki for those damn Cosmic Angels rules matches she got roped
Oh,
into.
dude, you can stop literally. Well, I do like the rest of his stuff, but you could almost stop right there. I don't think I've
That's
ever
just the
seen
winner.
anything from this guy James, but like the fact, like, how spot on is that, especially for our taste or your taste in general, where it's like you like Saki so much, and I hate everybody around her. That's not colors. Like that is just like, and you've called it out so many times. Like Saki's just going through the motions, being like, I can't believe I have to be around these assholes dancing. That is an amazing take right there.
Yeah,
James
and you know what?
8489 on the community page. Well done.
And yeah, that was amazing, especially her and Hikari. Like I've never seen Hikari not smile, and they got dragged out for a damn bullshit match.
What Hikari lost her smile when they accidentally were allowed to become cosmic angels.
Hazuki for dealing with Kogama's Kuma isms.
I like it. That's, you know what? That would have been my number one if like
I like Kuma
sorry,
isms. That's
if
a
the cosmic
that's a
angels were
verb.
I don't know what's more annoying, the cosmic angels or Kuma. So that those are both great takes.
The Invader Award for Best Freelancer that appeared. Saki, Yu, Suzu Suzuki, and Ram Kaichao. I like any. They're just putting like. I know what you guys are doing. You put Saki in an award, and then they're like, I'm gonna like push to have it in the actual show. I'm all for photoshopping her with 8 Shimi awards.
Oh no.
Personality Award. This is a good one. The person with the most entertaining person to watch outside the ring, be it press conferences or promos, or I'll add all the Instagram and Twitter posts I follow. That's a good one. That's what I want. That's what I got vetoed on. Basically, I was like, we should have like a gimmick award because for me, the wrestling's the least important part. And you're like, no, I like the wrestling. Like me too.
Well, that's also because until we started doing well, you've always done them, but until I started helping you, if I will, with press conferences, I didn't realize how fun them actually talking is. So like
Yeah.
doing the newest press conference with you, it's like, wow, there is if you're just watching wrestling for the wrestling or the stardom for the wrestling, like I did for the first 2 years I watched this show, it's awesome. If you start watching the behind the scenes stuff, like even just the press conferences, like there's an entire world you don't even know. It's amazing. And apparently
Ooh.
Lady C is a goofball, and I'm super happy about it.
Guess I should say the personality award was from New Age Weeb. Ooh, I like this is a double entendre. The award for the newest baddie, Mariah May, because reasons.
Yo, not only that, she's fucking amazing. We can't. Mariah May is the most surprising girl ever. When you look at her, I was pissed when Mina came out with her. I'm like, what is this pole dancer gonna do? And then it turns out she's instantly an amazing wrestler. I almost wish she was like
She's
wearing
like a.
an appropriate outfit so it wasn't so distracting.
She reminds me of Charlotte Flair.
She's got well, I don't. I would like to see them bow up against each other because, quite frankly, against like the Japanese women, looks like the stature of her. She's huge compared to them.
The Upset of the Year award. I got one nomination. Saki Kashima pinning Shuri as the World of Stardom champion at the 5 star, and I had to throw in another nomination. I have a nomination for that award. Saki Kashima beating the Stardom icon at the Cinderella tournament in 17 seconds, baby. It's an upset.
That is funny. Yeah, the
It's
community
like,
tab. This is funny stuff. Funny stuff. Well, that was good. The People's Choice Award. I actually didn't have a chance to get on the community page, so great job. Great idea with that. That was good. So we'll do something with that.
because
I real quick while we're on comments, I do have a fun time going through the Stardom fan comments in the community page, and there was one that I thought was really good, and it was back on when it was just 5 days ago, match of the year, and quite frankly, I think
ooh, that's fun. I never thought to do that.
yeah, when we had it's not a Mayu bias, and one of our commenters like
Well,
actually
can
pointed
can
it
I
out.
go through? Let me here. Let me go through my. I'll get to it. Someone commented. I think I should start saying like you brought it up. Yeah, from TK. I'm not gonna pronounce your name, buddy. T. But Stardom does not make Mayu number one. Mayu makes Stardom number one. I like that. That's a good take.
Yeah, he said it perfectly himself.
This isn't an excuse just to show Starlight on a live stream, but portrait of Starlight Kid and Karma will be on sale from January 20th at this arena in Tokyo.
I do get confused easy. So that Karma is the same girl that's Starlight's friend who dresses in pink?
Yeah, so this is Karma. If you want to see the I can't think of her name. We just call her Star. We just call her Starlight's friend from because the new Pledge shows, and now I literally can't. She wrestled for the white belt. I still can't think of her name.
No, she's
Star.
just Starlight's friend.
So maybe Starlight and her friend will have a photo thing coming up.
Watashi wa
Oh,
Karma. I learned I don't know how to say it. Okiniki no shit. It's like how to say my favorite. Watashi no is my I have a hard time saying the word
um,
favorite. It's hard for me.
Tabimas,
No, Tabimasu.
Starlight Kid, Tabimas.
Oh, Tabimasenka. Let's go eat. No,
I
that's not appropriate.
I Akudasai.
So this ne.
We don't know what we're saying, folks. It's not our primary language.
I'd like it to be someday. It's super fun.
Winner of the skill award, Azumi.
Oh, did you
The
want to go
actual
through
Stardom
the
awards.
Stardom official awards?
Yeah, might as well. Azumi gets a skill award.
That'll
Nothing.
happen. No, I got
All
nothing.
right. The Fighting Spirit Award, which is funny because that's who we had nominated. Starlight Kid. Didn't even actually look at their awards. So I'm like, skill award was good. Like most skilled wrestler. Maybe we do that next year. Starlight Kid wins the Fighting Spirit Award. Gotta give the people what they want. The Distinguished Service Award, Saya Kamatani. Like, God, she's dead or retiring. The Distinguished Service Award. No one's put more people over without losing a match than Saya Kamatani. Like, so Saya, we think we want you to be red belt champ or red belt, white belt champ for a couple years. Oh, that's cool. Thing is, after every match and every press conference, you're gonna have to get like beat up and cry and like apologize a lot. The Shining Award, the Tam Nakano Award, the This is the People's Choice Award.
It's like coming up with doing something like that's like making a Wild award. They're just like, how do we get an award just for Tam?
Yeah. Do
And
you
you know what?
think?
This is wrestling. No one's actually voting on this shit. They're still putting on whoever they want. It's not like Stardom fan where we have some integrity and the votes probably count. Like they still just put what they wanted up there.
Well, it's supposedly it's the only award they let people vote on. It's like the People's Award, the People's Champ Award. Depending on like assuming it's 100% legit. Like at the beginning of the year, did they decide they want to give Tam this award? So they're just gonna like put her in every single promo and every single meet and greet. The Best Unit Award. We
Oh,
are
Stars, dude. Not that's not even in our contenders for ours. I don't think. Look at that.
someone else had to get on
The
one of
East
these
loves these
votes.
guys.
Unit Award, the Best Tag Award, Amonette Boy.
Dumb.
Best
Yeah.
Match Award, Shiri versus
Yo, look
Julia.
at the go back up. Look at their behind Meltier. Look at their like promo picture. It's just it's like it's so fucking it's like get out of here. It's just some sort of
They're,
I know it's definitely closing in on a mature rating.
they're just really close friends.
My goodness. All right.
You
It's
don't
so it sucks.
you don't pose for pictures with your friends like that?
I don't even pose for pictures with my wife like that. Fuck. My goodness, Meltier.
Match of the year, Shuri versus. I'm gonna keep it positive about these awards, by the way, because I'm like going through it.
I'm just
The,
surprised how different they are than like the real Stardom fan awards, the ones that really matter.
yeah, right. I'm like, you just tell their obvious agendas. Like, well, two things. First of all, they want to get. I feel like they want to get people from like Stars gets an award just because they get to choose who wins these awards, and they haven't been nominated for like anything else. So let's give Stars an award. Um, then you got to give Azumi's the high speed champ. She gets an award. The white belt champ gets an award. One that makes sense. I will say, Shuri winning MVP. That just makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad
But
that didn't end up being Julia too.
their match of the because they did last
But
year. Except
yeah, it'll be
last
whoever held it all year. So
they had Utami as the MVP and Utami versus Shiri as the match of the year. Except that was actually correct. We also had Stardom's 12-year anniversary.
and a whole
That's
bunch of
cool.
people that we don't know celebrated.
And Mayu.
Oh, well, of course it's Mayu. She's the only one that's been there for 12 years. Yeah, unless there's anything else you want to close out with, I'd like to say thank you for sticking around through this Stardom fan podcast. I'm marking for Juno. Was there anything you wanted to plug on the way out?
Oh, because while you're still recording, I didn't tell you the full story. You want to?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. And then I'll put in an outro. Why don't we finish this off with apparently I was supposed to remind you about something with a horse. You live in Florida and I don't know, something about a horse. And then we'll take a break and we'll go on to live streaming New Blood.
All right, so I was so busy trying to like flee the scene, I didn't. You were talking to me on the phone, and I didn't fully convey what was happening. So I was delivering groceries for Instacart because it's a nice little side hustle, and I didn't look to where I was delivering to, and to where I live, there's like civilization, and then you take one turn, and you're in like bumblefuck nowhere.
I only
It's
want to hop in
amazing.
just for 1 second to just reiterate that all the jokes, because I live in the Northeast, and the more people I know that live in Florida is proving that the Florida man jokes are real. It's a thing. So you may continue. Florida man is real. In Florida situations, there are things that could only happen in Florida.
So I'm driving down this like dirt road in the middle of nowhere. It's like somehow off of like a really busy main road. And then it just turns into nothingness. And like there's like a one-way road. And I finally get to like where I need to be, and it's like one block away, and it's like, oh, you're fixing a power line and blocking the whole road like assholes. And I'm like, when I get to the house, by the way, like they don't need power. Like whatever they're doing in this fucking crack house, it's like it's an improvement without power. Um, so I'm like, oh shit. So like, I could either like just take all these groceries out and walk them over, or I can just like it looks like on the GPS I can go all the way around. I'm like, so let me go all the way around. It turns out, I think the road that I went on, like this other dirt road, wasn't a road at all, and I drove through this guy's compound.
Compound. Like, I don't know, like in a cult or like in Far Cry 5, like a compound.
Well, that's what, because I came home and I told my mom about it, and she's like, that's what she said. She's like, you're on a compound. I'm like, oh, maybe. Because what ended up happening is I think I just drove through this guy's property, like just straight through it. Um, and I get to the house, right? And first of all, it's one of those houses that it's like literally a crack house where somehow like the roof is caving in, but they have like 18 cars for some reason, all rusting away in the driveway. And I bring the groceries up to the door. I knock, or no, I don't even knock. The guy just comes out, and then describe this guy to you. So he's a skinhead, and he's like 6'8" with like multiple teardrop tattoos. Some of them filled in, some of them not. I don't know what that means, but it can't be good. And he's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm
I
bringing
was on the phone for this
groceries."
actually, as funny as it is, because that's all I heard on this side was some guy sounding like an asshole, and you'd be like, "Uh, grocery delivery?"
He's like, and he just points over to the fucking shitty trailer with like a holes in the roof. I'm like, if you would have saw the place, um, with 87 cars rotting on the front lawn, I would assume that the rotting trailer also didn't have people living in it. I'm like, okay, so that's cool. And I drop the groceries off, and I go to back out my car, and to hit the brakes because 6 inches behind my car are like three guys on horseback. I'm like, oh fuck. So I must have cut across this guy's property, and they decided to get the boys together on horseback and go searching for me.
On horseback.
Yeah, you know what you don't expect when you're backing out of someone's driveway and to see out your rearview mirror?
We were on the phone at this point, and you no sold it enough because, like, as you said, you didn't probably realize exactly what was going on because it was a shocking experience. But I do remember you saying, "There's 3 horses behind me."
Yeah.
Like like, that's not normal. Like, that's not normal anywhere.
Yeah, and they were starting to ride up on me, and I didn't hear what they were saying, but like it's some New Yorker come in, and I was like flipping them off. I'm like, "Fuck off!" And I started driving back through their property.
Enigmas from the Northeast like me. Like, if you see horses in our neck of the woods, there's a real issue. Apparently, where you are, that's a thing. And we also agree that there's no way they were not packing heat, right?
Right, right, right.
Like, if you think of the craziest thing that ever happened in Red Dead Redemption, it was probably about to happen to you if you didn't just fucking peace out.
And then you heard me because like I cut through their property again, and I made like two turns, and I was like, "Oh, whoa, a paved road! Oh my god, are those street signs?"
Oh, that's not okay.
Yeah. Well, turns out
On your way out, you noticed the no trespassing sign too, I believe you said.
dead end, do not enter, trespassing.
I think that's when it hit you that like some dude called his boys, and
Turns
some
out
wife
that's
was just like, "Leave the poor Instacart guy alone."
turns out that those signs are a suggestion more than anything. And I definitely was delivering to a crack house, so that's that situation.
You should probably read Hendrix's quote about your experience, and then I'll close out the podcast unless you have anything more to say about it. That's
Which one?
fucking wild.
Oh, went Juno went wild in the Florida dirt roads.
You keep this up, you're gonna win the Wild Award, baby.
And then should I say the other part? Because you're still on the phone for the other part.
Might as well.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, it's a federal offense.
Mm, it is a federal offense.
All right, let's just leave it at that.
I didn't do
And
anything.
and with that, while we're recording and before we take a break, what literally it just needs to stop there because that's hilarious. I would like to thank everybody for sticking around through the Stardom Fan podcast. I'd like to thank the chat, who was a lot less wild this time. Jacob, Rainbow Warrior, Chris, Minji, Lizard Master, New Age Weeb, of course, Enigma V4, Mark and
It was their
Juno.
it was their fault. It was their fault. Fuck those guys. It was their fault. Story I can't talk about. Fuck that. Fuck them.
Thank Hendrix, somebody with symbols. I like it. Archon Blade showed up. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I would like to thank our January producers of Hendrix, Enigma V4, and Jacob Rainbow Warrior for donations in January through our coffee links. Our links can be found, and anything we do can be found at stardomfan.com, including some pictures and stuff. I've been sort of throwing up there at Stardom Fan. You can find, if you click on the power rankings, it has our power rankings up there on stardomfan.com. If you scroll down, it has just a few of the pictures that you took from your wild little NXT journey. So that's fun. The gift page is updated frequently. I saw you scroll on there. The splash art for the award show part, or the power ranking part two, always makes me laugh. I just had to squeeze on the fact that for some reason we put Ami and ahead of Azumi. That made me laugh. So that might as well be the art for it. Um, those three supported us through coffee. We're still waiting on our first Patreon, but that's all right. Someone's got to be the first. Maybe I'll be the first, and then we'll get the ball rolling from there. I don't think I have anything else to plug. Anything you want to say before we take a break and then go into our a little watch along? Watch New Blood. I can stay up late tonight.
They were asking for it.
They were here. The people on horseback were asking for it. So, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Ja Mata and maybe
Johnny.
Ju and maybe Juno couldn't slide into Mayu's DMs because he asked her to
Oh,
check it out. You wanna say it?
don't remind me, because that's like a joke now. I can't go to a comment section without people reminding me that I'm blocked from Mayu's DMs. I'm like somehow I'm blocked from Mayu's DMs, but not Enigma's.
That's right, I was gonna ask you, have you been in anyone's DMs this week?
Yeah, Enigma's.
He's the only one he hasn't blocked you yet? Big mug. That's funny, dude. Alright, do you wanna, take 5-minute break sort of get ourselves set up, and then we'll sit down for a couple-hour show if anyone wants to as Tommy blocked you. Tommy, they're dating. You
Oh,
didn't know?
yeah. Yeah, we're dating.